Hello, everybody. I hope everybody is having a fantastic Saturday. It is really hot in Texas. It's like god awful kind of hot. So I had to run up to the gas station and get an energy drink because it's just one of those days. And I'm just now getting done with taking stuff to storage because, of course, my kids are outgrowing a lot of stuff and they don't want to pick up their toys. Alright, Bryson, hurry up. Feeling generous. Park it or lose it. So, it's just one of those days, y'all. It's one of those days. But I wanted to jump on here and pretty much go through the hashtag why I carry. Hello, Vanessa Kitty. About 40 maybe. I'm jealous. It feels like it's in the 90s today. It's really hot. But this is Texas, so of course it's going to feel like summertime when it just turns spring. Hello, Ozark Yeoman. 90s kid here. Yeah, I'm a born in 85, so I guess that would be a 90s kid, right? I don't know. Hey, John 12 Gauge. What did you say? Trying to steal my car ride videos now. Listen, I'm in the car. It's my car ride video. Don't be getting mouthy. Just because you're cute don't mean I'm always going to tolerate your sassiness. Of course I ignore my husband. What did you think I was going to do? Sassy pants, man. There's a whole lot of sass coming from you, sir. Snow on the ground. So jealous. Think of them as forgotten snowman pieces. That's funny. So I kind of wanted to go through and do my hashtag why I carry. Yesterday I kind of got into a rant, so I'm not very happy with those videos. I'm probably going to take them down just because I'm not very happy with them. So this may be a whole new deal for me. I don't know. It just depends on how today goes. But I wanted to go through and explain why I carry. Anyone that has any news station can see that there is a reason to protect yourself. Where we live, it takes the cops 19 minutes to respond and arrive at my house. 19 minutes. And we're not in like a super huge city like, Dallas or Houston or Austin or something like that. We're kind of in the suburb area. But it still takes the cops 19 minutes, sometimes longer, depending on what time of day it is. Hey, Ghost Tactical. And anyone that knows that it doesn't take 19 minutes for something to happen. Usually it's under 5 minutes. Hello, William. So, I really feel like it's important for people to sit there and not fully rely on the cops to take care of a situation. We were given the right to protect ourselves, and because of that right, I fully take advantage of it. And I didn't when I was younger. The news to understand that I needed, hello, John Brown, I needed to not only workers have stolen kids from a grocery store or try to steal them from IKEA, those kind of situations. And I knew that I didn't want to ever have to live that kind of situation. Also, my own personal experiences, I have been in an abusive relationship, and when you are 5'7" going against a dude that is 6'4", over 250 pounds, at the time that it happened, I think he was like 300 pounds, and he was bigger than me, stronger than me, had longer arms than me, and I got my butt kicked. And that situation itself did not make me wake up and realize that I needed something to be able to protect myself. I didn't have that experience of life-changing moment, I've got to go get a gun, until I had my kids. I really don't know how to explain it, other than the fact that I don't want to sit there and have someone take my kids and I'm not able to run fast enough to catch them, or I'm not able to defend them off and they kick my butt, beat me up, and make me black and blue and bloody, and still take my kids. That's not a situation I ever wanted to find myself in. And so my husband and I went and got our concealed carry license. We live in Texas. And so for us, we have the castle law that's on our side. But that's if we're in our vehicle or in our house. If I am at a store, I'm not going to be able to do anything without my concealed carry license. I don't know. I hope that a lot of mothers understand my side. If you don't, that is okay. We're all open to discussion. If you ever want to have a conversation with me about why I carry, I hope that you come with respect and you understand that it is not about being a gun nut. It's not about I just want to have a gun so I can show it off and do stuff. It's not one of those situations. It is one of those situations that is sincere of, I do not want something to happen to my kids because I needed a gun and did not have one. My kids are my life. And so when it comes to anything that could happen to them, me as a mom, I will do almost anything to protect my children. I will do anything to protect my family. And if someone is trying to hurt me or my family, I will use whatever force necessary. I don't know karate, but I do know crazy, and that's not really going to help me on most days. There's dudes out there that, like I said, they're bigger than me, they're stronger than me, and they know how to attack and knock a girl out. I don't want to ever be in that kind of situation again. I especially don't want to be in that kind of situation and my kids are around. There were a couple of stories on our local news station where a girl had taken her brother to the park, and her brother was not even 2 years old. And kids had sat there. I call them kids because they're under 21. But these kids had gone to the park and beat up this girl because she was sitting on what they call their bench. It's a public park unless you're not old enough to pay taxes. So I doubt that you are contributing anything towards that park. But there was more than 2 people attacking this girl and knocked her brother out of her hands, and this little boy fell and hit the ground because his sister was being beat up by a bunch of punks. So that was another situation that made me realize that there's going to be, I hope that there's never going to be, but if there is a situation like that where I'm outnumbered, I'm not going to be able to take on 5 people or 2 people or anything like that. I haven't had an actual physical fight since I was in my early 20s. I am now in my 30s, and I can tell you, I don't want to fight anybody. I will try to walk away from a situation, but when I've got my 2 kids with me, Mama likes to make sure that she's protected. Most of the people who have watched my channel know that I sit there and I carry a Smith & Wesson 1911 and a .45 caliber. I want to make sure that whatever threat is there, I'm not going to have to empty out a chamber or a magazine to sit there and stop a threat. To me, a .45 caliber is going to stop a dude the size of my husband. It's going to stop whoever is trying to cause a terrible situation. Now, most of y'all know I always pray that I never have to pull the trigger, because I can't imagine having to sit there and take someone else's life. But when it comes to my kids, I will always choose my kids over someone else. Hello, David Wright. Oh, that's pretty cool. Sorry, y'all. I kind of went on a moment, so I'm way behind in the chat. Yeah, Vanessa, it really is. I don't ever want to have to use my gun, but when it comes to my kids, I'm gonna sit there and protect them first. I really am. I just gotta get some caffeine in me, Ghost. Sorry, I am kind of all over the place. But yeah, I carry because I want to protect my family. I want to protect myself, and I don't ever want to find myself in a situation where I'm either outnumbered or in a situation I can't defend myself. I'm glad you've got some nice weather, Ghost. It's nice and sunny here, but it is hot. I am burning up, and I'm in the car with the air conditioner. But yeah, hold on. David, I'm having a good day, other than it's burning up. I had to go to storage, and so it was really hot there. Yeah, all of y'all with your nice, wonderful weather and cooler temperatures. I'm jealous. No way, no. Texas is hot. But, the videos that I made yesterday, I'm probably going to take down and redo them, just because I don't really like them. So, you know, that's what I can do. I can take them down and redo them. But now that I am home and Tardot is pretty much telling me that I'm taking over his car chats, I think it's normal, check their little ones. You would think so, John. Sorry, guys. Facebook is blowing up. You would think so, but I've actually had some conversations with people that didn't understand. Thankfully, with recent events, it's kind of opened up more conversation for those that were either on the fence, or there's two friends that were anti-gun completely, but they've been more open to the conversation, because I'm not really going to say that it was approaching the situation differently. It was just, I was showing them that we had common ground. Any mother out there has that natural instinct of, I'm going to protect my kids. And being able to meet on common ground with those friends, it really helped open the conversation and have a respectful, or open the discussion up and have a respectful conversation about why I carry, and show them that it's not because I'm addicted to guns, or I think everybody and anybody should have a gun. It is because I have children. And with my friends, I told them, before I had kids, I never even thought about having a gun. I have one in the house, but it wasn't one of those that I wanted to carry on my person. My dad, when I would go out of town, he would make me put one of the small pistols in the car underneath the seat, but I never even took it out from underneath the seat until I got back home. Very cool, Midnight. Very cool. Hello, Big Dog Leather. But for those friends, when I came to them with a respectful conversation and told them, I did not get my concealed carry license until I became a mom. They started understanding that this wasn't something that was always a plan of mine. It was just looking at the news and seeing how the world was. I knew that I was not going to be able to protect myself or my kids. And I wanted to make sure that my kids were going to be able to have a happy, healthy childhood and not have to do something because they were kidnapped, or having a sex trafficker take my kid from a grocery store. I could not imagine what it's like for some of those parents that have been in those situations, and then you get your kids back and they've got to go to years of therapy because of the stuff that they experienced. If you ever get your kids back, that for me was the scariest situation when I was pregnant with my son, and that was probably the biggest wake-up call that this stuff does happen. Yes, we're in the United States, and sex traffickers are here, and they're on the prowl every waking moment. There was a girl that was kidnapped in Allen, Texas, and they just found her body a couple of weeks ago. And she was at a mall. These types of situations happen, and for me, that's not something I ever want to experience. It's not something that I ever want my kids to experience. I hope that I never have to shoot somebody in front of my kids, but you best believe if there is a threat that involves the safety of myself or my kids, I am going to do whatever necessary to protect my children. I think any parent out there would do the same thing. I understand some that they don't want guns in their house, but you're going to call somebody with a gun to protect you if somebody breaks into your house with a gun. Why wouldn't you want to give yourself the added protection of owning a firearm and being able to protect yourself before the cops get there to clean up whatever situation happened? We don't lock our doors at night to sit there and protect the bad guys. We lock our doors to protect our family inside. That's just my personal opinion. If somebody disagrees, you are more than welcome to disagree. Hello, Graham. But those are my reasons. There's going to be bad people everywhere, and a lot of people have probably heard it, but the only thing that's going to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. And my kids are learning gun safety at the age of 3 and 1. We're not handing my kids regular pistols, but they have those little pop pistols and court guns and stuff like that. And I think that that's a great way to start teaching them gun safety because they are such a young age. We are teaching them you don't point a gun at somebody. You don't point a gun at yourself. You pretty much don't point a gun at anything you're not willing to shoot. And they're at a young age, they're learning to respect a gun. Now, granted, right now they're learning that a gun is a tool, so they're not quite to the point of, well, this is a toy and this is a weapon. We're working with it one step at a time. I wouldn't hand my 3-year-old a BB gun because I like my TV and my coffee pot and microwave and anything else. So I don't want him just having stuff like that to where I've got to replace it. Eventually he will, but that's after, a little bit more home training. But that's the biggest thing. You have to teach your kids to respect guns, and you have to teach your kids to respect life. Um, with the tragedies that have happened this year, you see a lot of situations where it is crystal clear that the kids did not respect life or themselves or guns in general. They don't have respect for anybody. Um, and that's a very sad and dangerous situation. Our kids are supposed to be safe at school, and it's a gun-free zone, but criminals don't care. Whether it's a kid or an adult, a criminal is the one that is behind a trigger in a gun-free zone. Um, so, if you think that gun-free zones are safe, I hope that you look into the tragedies that have happened just in 2018. If you want to, you can go all the way back to Columbine to see how many tragedies have happened in gun-free zones, and I guarantee you, every tragedy that has happened is not a gun problem. It's a gun-free zone problem. It is a hateful heart problem. It is a lot more problems than an inanimate object. But, you know, that's my little rant for the day. Hello, Richard. Hello, Nick of Earth. Yes, Vanessa Kitty, it's baby steps. I don't want to overwhelm my children with, you can't do this, you can do that, you can't. It's just easier for us to start with, court guns and stuff that they're not really going to hurt themselves or anyone else with. Now, my kids do know that water guns are toys, because when we had our pool, of course you're going to get shot with a water gun. That's a toy. But a court gun, you don't point it at someone's face. You can hit them in the face. You can hit them in the eye. Whatever. So that's what we call a weapon. Safe zones is a mythical place. Yes. There was a place where guns were free. Yeah, you and me both. Hey, 2 Live Moo. That'll be cool, Nick of Earth. So, I appreciate all of y'all who are jumping in and watching. I don't feel safe in those insane places either, because it's insane to think that a gun-free zone is going to stop a criminal. Hey, Kenneth. The Maryland shooting, that's another prime example of a gun-free zone, and the only thing that stopped the guy that was, or the kid that was shooting at people, is an school resource officer or an actual officer with a gun was able to stop him. It's like these people, our politicians, have completely forgotten the definition in the word criminal and keep passing laws like they're going to. Hey, Brainstorm Pro. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have any airsoft guns right now. It is something that I'm looking into because they have a lot of neat ones. But we do have BB guns, which is pretty awesome. I like them. They're great for shooting cans and stuff like that in the backyard. Except for the federal buildings. That's pretty awesome, Richard. Sorry, autocorrect. It's all good. David, it's all good. Notes for 5. Yeah. Cool thing is that they function and feel like the real thing. That's pretty cool. That would help teach my kids, the weight aspect of it. No, I know that it's criminal laws. That's not their objective. This Arming law-abiding citizens is only step one. Oh, we gave a really cool airsoft shop just down the road, an incredible selection of really neat looking tools. Oh, we have a really cool airsoft shop just down the road. That's pretty cool. We've got a couple of places around here that have some, and that might be something that we look into when the kids get older. Just, later on in life, 3 years old. Well, I don't know. I could probably see buying my kid for his 4th birthday some kind of like little airsoft gun. So when we go to the farm, he has his own little gun to practice with. But it'll be like with the 17 mag or the 22s or things like that. It'll be with supervision, and he's pretty cute. I know I'm probably just partial to my own kid, but he's pretty cute. When we do like in-home training on like range time, we'll set up a little target, and he's got his little pop pistols, and he puts it in his pocket like they're holstered, and he goes and makes sure that there's nobody in front of the target, and then if it's someone else's turn, he waits and he just looks at them with such amaze. Like, he's so amazed at how they're shooting, and then they shoot, and he's like, great job, and then he gives them a high five, and he's like, good job. And then he'll go and walk to the target like he's picking up brass and stuff, and he pretends he puts it in his pocket, and he walks back and he's like, okay, it's my turn. And so we make sure that everybody's out of the way, and he aims and shoots, and it's his little pop pistol, so it's not really going to do anything, but in his imagination, he's shooting a huge target, and it's just a great little, it's great to see it. Hey, NRA, how many kids? That's what they are chanting in LA right now. Are you serious, Philo? I can't even make a comment about that without getting ugly, so I'm just gonna bless their hearts. Bless their hearts. I've played paintball on and off since 1984, and the cool thing about paintball is when you get hit, it kind of hurts. So I find it more realistic than airsoft or submunition even. Paintball weapons can be awesome. Okay. So paintballs are all fine and dandy until you don't have protective gear. And then you sit there and get hit in the butt cheek with a paintball. It really, really sucks when you get hit with a frozen paintball. That hurts, and it bruises, and it takes a really long time to get that bruise gone. Just FYI, throwing that out there. Some people take games to the extreme. Also pre-charged air rifles for older children closer to 18 range. He is cute. You must have a good looking mailman. Midnight, that ain't funny. Okay, it's kind of funny. Because Tardot has some really dark hair, and I've got a red-headed child. Everybody says that. Dynasty, pretty bad, 28 miles a second. Whoa, that's pretty cool. I served those years in the military. To hear those people chant trash like that, I know, it makes you so proud, doesn't it? Bless their hearts. Bless their hearts. They don't. I wish I could say that they don't know any better, but I think it's just pure laziness that they don't want to know any better. I used to have a Red Ryder. My brother found it in his shed and gave it to me. I accidentally left it when we moved from California to Iowa. I'm sorry, Nick and Bert, that kind of sucks. Paintball equipment rental on submarine base in Groton, Connecticut. Groton. sorry, I butcher names. You serve those years for people like us. Yeah, that's a better statement, Richard. It's us that appreciate the sacrifices that our soldiers have given, not these entitled bless their hearts. Bless their hearts. These kids give me a headache. These kids give me a headache. Tardot was playing a video of one of the chants, whatever deal earlier, and I was just like, I can't. In Florida, because when they go, they wear a two-piece bathing suit, and it looks like they've got polka dot marks all over them. Okay, why is it not? Okay, there it goes. Retired. Watch Roadcall's video of a protest. I did too. And I appreciate the sentiment of the video, but it wasn't one of those that's really helping our cause. When people bring up the abortion topic, it's not really helping our side. It's kind of like comparing apples and oranges. Granted, these people are hypocrites, because the whole deal with abortion, you don't like that guns are going and killing students in school, but, you know, her body, her choice. So the hundreds of thousand babies that are dying a year is not as bad as the kids that are dying in school. That's a little hypocritical. But for these anti-gun rallies, or whatever you want to call them, bringing up those statements aren't really going to help our cause. People need to understand that hypocrites are not going to care about facts. They're not going to care about why you're on your side. It's just plain and simple, guns are the problem. The only thing we can do is to show them that there are responsible gun owners. Educated gun owners is the biggest thing, because last night I was looking on YouTube and Facebook, and the biggest irritating thing I saw was, after the Florida shooting, you show people who have an AR-15 that are destroying their gun because they don't want it used in a school shooting. How does that make any sense? Are you planning on going and shooting a school with your AR-15? Because your AR-15 can't go be used in a school shooting unless you're actually going to go shoot that school. But again, bless their hearts, because they just don't want to know any better. People, they just drive me crazy sometimes. Here we cannot show weapons or anything. I am sorry, Vanessa Kitty. We really got to get you back to Texas. Early watch coverage of the Phoenix. G. Brandon were there. They came across a pro-gun kid arguing with a guy. G jumped in, and the guy eventually walked off. Alright, well, I will definitely go check that out midnight. Law-abiding citizens. That's exactly what I was saying when I saw that gunpowder. I was like, do you not trust yourself? Like, all of a sudden you're going to snap and go shoot a school and shoot the place up. What is wrong with these people? Exactly. But, you know, again, I can't really say anything without getting ugly. So the easiest thing for me to say, and the nicest thing I can say, is bless their hearts. because they're either too lazy to go educate themselves about guns, or they're just at the point of ignorance that they don't understand how a firearm works. It's got to have somebody behind the trigger that's going to pull the trigger. It's not just going to sit there and be like, I'm going to go walk to a school and I'm going to just let some rounds loose. Guns don't do that. But you can't tell any of them that, so. Saying these things need to seek professional medical help. Absolutely. I'm heading there once my divorce and stuff are finished. Well, we will be glad to have you. But midnight kind of spiked my interest, so I'm going to cut this short, and I am going to go check out the Arizona rally and watch it to see what was going on, and maybe have a little bit of hope for mankind and the younger generation, because they've been really making me go for a lot of aspirin here lately, because it just gives me a headache. These people just... My apartment is for rent. So tempting. Oh, so tempting to just pack and return. I understand. Hey, is it Jan? I don't know. I'm in Texas, so it looks like Jan. Well, you have a good one too, David Wright. Now that I turn the car off, it's getting freaking hot. Hunt, fish, without all this trouble here now. Yeah, that's why we're looking for land, because I would just want to be able to hunt and fish and do my own thing, and I don't really have to worry about the BS and politics of living in the city. I like the city because everything's convenient, but I would totally be willing to drive 45 minutes to find a Walmart or something if I could just have that little sanctuary place of my own. David, did you weasel out of the art trip? Philo, I would totally weasel out of an art trip. I don't want to be in an art show. Now, gun show, I'm all there. Art show, not so much. What's going on? Hey, Gizzard Gary. I like it, JJ. I like that. That's easier. It is easier. Gary's here. Everyone bolt. I'm not much of an art connoisseur. Her father is a professional oil painter, and I'm more of a ballpark hot dog and french fry kind of guy. Man. Oh, I'm just going to tell you that ballpark hot dogs are delicious. I would totally chow down. I need to get the seat back. And, yeah, I totally chow down on that. I get it. Don't be judging me, Tardot. Or as David called you, Tara. Yeah. He's sassy. Meet me at the door like he's got something to say. A sassy man, that's for sure. Let's see what I gotta do. It's all being wrapped in bacon. I don't care the brand. Man, that sounds delicious. You're making me hungry. That's okay. I'm gonna start calling him Terror. Alright, now that I'm inside, I don't want to get a strike because of the stuff that's on TV, get copyright strikes. So thank you everyone for watching. I hope y'all have a great day. And later today we have Clearing the Chamber on Tardot 357, and we have Media Unloaded. Or this week unloaded on Media Unloaded. That's alright. It's what spouses do. So I hope everybody has a great day. Don't forget, tomorrow, Gun Gals on Jill's My Outdoors. And I'm going to keep trying to do these hashtag #MeToo videos. I can't wait to see everybody else's. And y'all take care. Have a great weekend. Stay safe, everybody. 2A every day. Later.